Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for June 14th, 2023, from Proverbs chapter 25, verse 6. Do not put yourself forward in the king's presence, or stand in the place of the great, for it is better to be told, "Come up here," than to be put lower in the presence of a noble. Now, Jesus uses this concept in the New Testament to try to teach us about proper humility, that we shouldn't be trying to take the best seats in the house because we think of ourselves so grand, because the host may come and move us to a lower seat. The concept is still true for us as Christians. We shouldn't think too highly of ourselves. True, we are the children of God, but that's by God's grace, not by my own doing. So we need to understand and practice humility, especially in our relationships with other human beings. Verse 8, what your eyes have seen, do not hastily bring into court. For what will you do in the end when your neighbor puts you to shame? This proverb reminds us that we are too often quick to assume. We often jump to conclusions very quickly without considering all the details. So it is a gentle warning to us as readers, don't be quick to assume. Verse 9, argue your case with your neighbor himself, and do not reveal another's secrets, lest he who hears you brings shame upon you, and your ill repute have no end. This proverb is related to the previous one, but the focus of this proverb is that of revealing a secret. If we were entrusted with a secret, or if we were given privileged information, we should not be sharing that privileged information. Because when we share that privileged information, we make ourselves look bad. And no one is going to trust us anymore, regardless of what circumstance. Verse 11, a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in a setting of silver. The proper word spoken at the right time is indeed truly golden. Or in this case, like apples of gold in a setting of silver, which means the gold is augmented and appreciated even more because of the contrast with the silver. So also a proper word spoken at the right time is greatly appreciated. Verse 12, like a gold ring or an ornament of gold is a wise reprover in a listening ear. The gold jewelry here is being compared with someone who is a wise reprover, or to another person who is listening. The goal should be of all communication, where the wise speak and people who need to listen, listen. Especially in our relationship with God and His Word. So when God's Word is correctly spoken and people eagerly want to listen to that spoken word, it is like a gold ring or an ornament of gold, very, very, very precious. Verse 13, like the cold of snow in the time of harvest is a faithful messenger to those who send him. He refreshes the soul of his masters. Now, this verse has created a lot of speculation, but let's have a little bit of fun with it. Think about bringing in the harvest during the heat of the harvest, you could say. What would you appreciate, a gift of snow or cold water while you're out there in the sun working hard? Remember, they didn't have ice makers like we do in today's world, but you could send somebody up the mountain to collect the snow in the higher elevations and then bring it back down for the workers to provide some relief from the heat. I will admit, it may seem like a bit of a stretch, but it is true. When you have a faithful messenger, especially someone who is proclaiming God's word and gets the message right, as we heard in the previous verse, it is a beautiful refreshment to the one who sends him. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.